We got pickles, yes we do.
We got pickles, how about you?
All right.
The bean holes, it's Eric and Nate, the bean holes, they're really pretty great, so shut up and listen to them talk. Eric and Nate.
Welcome to the Beanholes, I'm Nate.
I'm Eric.
And we are here bringing you our immediately after Christmas episode.
Woo! Merry after Christmas.
And what are we doing? Oh, we're finishing off Stanley.
Much better.
We're
What? We're killing him?
That's one interpretation. That's not the one I was thinking of, but it's probably the one that we should hope everyone else is thinking of. We're just gonna pull some things out of our box. It's what's in the box episode.
It's a different box because it's Christmas, and what better way to celebrate Christmas
than with fresh
pickles? It's just all pickles.
So
for Christmas this year, my mother, I believe she shops off of a weird Chinese website, and sometimes it's
Are you just referring to Wish, one of the most popular apps, as a weird Chinese website?
I'm not sure if it is that 100%, but either way, sometimes my mom gets really cool things, and sometimes she doesn't. What were you poking your ears?
Yeah, I'm just. All right.
So this year, she surprised me with an entire box of Stanley collectibles from, I think, the year 2016. These all came out. I think at conventions or things you could purchase off of Stanley's Collectibles website, and it was a what's in the box that I had on Christmas of like, what is this item? And some are really cool and some are really weird Stanley collectibles. So on each of these collectibles is one of our normal what's in the box topics. So as we pull it out and show you some of the weird stuff, we're also going to be seeing what's in the box.
So we'll know what we're pulling out, but we won't know what topic is taped to it.
All right. Do we go
Thanks to our producer, us.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, you go ahead and go first.
Just the big item. We'll just go for it. All right. This is a vinyl collectible of Stan Lee. It's from a brand of sodas, which, as you can probably guess by the shape, it's like soda can.
Oh, sodas with a Z. It's very rare that Eric will open a box of a collectible.
Well, you know what? You can see what's... Oh, it's taped, but, you know, that's what it looks like. There's Stan's face, the back. I was actually disappointed because I thought it was really cool that they used possibly an actual soda can and painted on it, but it is just, in fact, a vinyl soda can.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of that theme is if it's not...
I
was hoping it actually was a genuine can of soda that you could open and drink.
All right.
All right, what's our topic?
And our first topic is
RC
Funky
Cola.
Flashman.
Okay, it's Funky Flashman. Real name, Francis Flashman.
If that name doesn't scream out to you of Stan Lee, well, that's because you've probably been reading Marvel Comics. This is actually a DC Comics character.
Yeah. As we've mentioned before, we've tried to downplay it this month in respect for the all of the many positive things about Stan Lee, who is, you know, despite us acknowledging some conflicts he's had with other people in the past, he is a hero to both of us. But Jack Kirby, arguably just as influential, if not more important to the creation of many of the characters in the Marvel Universe. Jack Kirby went to DC once, you know, out of frustration. He left Marvel and tried to make a home for himself at DC, and, you know, kind of sad to see that Stan Lee was getting all of the credit for virtually everything, and he created quite a few new characters, but one of them was Funky Flashman, who is really a very thinly veiled copy of Kirby's Kirby's experience with Stan Lee.
Yeah.
So really just all the bad stuff rolled up into one character. An actual sleazy used car salesman / supervillain.
Yeah, I was reading that he actually was a part of a few like supervillain groups.
Yep.
And it was weird because he doesn't really bring anything to the table even though he's a successful businessman. Lex Luthor's right there. Like,
yeah.
he's nowhere near Lex Luthor's level in terms of business.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but
I believe his first incarnation or his first appearance was I think he was basically trying to be the manager of Mr. Miracle, Scott Free, great name by the way. One of the characters in the New Gods that Kirby created. Yeah, look, he really was designed to look exactly like Stan Lee, except I'm sure this wasn't true of Stan Lee at the time, but the character had a fake hairpiece and a fake beard.
Yeah. I did find a picture of him from the 80s where he just had the mustache and like slick
at the time
hair.
he looked exactly like, well, he always had slick back hair ever after that.
But I think they've adopted the beard in current comics as like that's just how he looks. They've kind of strayed away a little bit from his Stan Lee-esque design and just kept like, all right, he's got a full beard.
They didn't make him age and continue looking like Stan Lieber.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna pull out the Ocarina of Doom.
Stan Lee's official Ocarina of Doom. I will hand this to you.
You get to see this thing.
Yeah, this is one of the like. I can understand a new line of vinyls, someone trying to capitalize on the popularity of collecting with the sodas, but this is just an insane piece of. If anyone knows The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina is a very pivotal item in The Legend of Zelda.
It can be pivoted as well.
Yeah, it can be pivoted. This is just. That's it. It's an ocarina with Stan Lee's signature. Yeah. We're going back in time.
All right, let's see. I don't know how to play this damn thing. Let's do this. Cool.
It's like a musical owl. All right.
All right.
So what was on it?
Topic. Least liked cameo.
I don't know about you, but I'm torn between two of them.
Yeah.
I always dislike the cameos where he's just kind of like a quick shot. Yeah. When he's the janitor in The Amazing Spider-Man, where there's a fight behind him. He can't hear it because he's got headphones on.
Yeah.
How funny. Or when he's in the crowd, I think in the first Spider-Man, he's just there. But that was very early on in his cameos. But I hate the one in Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
What's that one?
That is the wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and he shows up and he's like, I'm Stan Lee. And they're like, sorry, your name's not on the wedding. And he's like, I should definitely be on there. I know these people. And it's supposed to be funny, but to me it's way too on the nose of like, oh, he's the creator. He should be invited to the wedding. He's open about being Stan Lee. It kind of ruins the fun of the cameo of, because the last movie he was the mailman of the Baxter Building. And that to me was funny.
Yeah.
But to then just be open about like, yeah, he's the comics creator.
Well, I think in that universe, the mailman was just named Stan Lee.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. That one always.
What's the one where he's on the bus?
That's Avengers: Infinity War?
That's
where
no,
he's
not driving.
Oh, when
he's just on like a city bus reading a book. I don't even remember what it was, and I know that
might have been Spider-Man: Homecoming.
The title of the book, if I remember correctly, was actually relevant. Like it was like the if you're just a little bit educated in literature, it actually was like, oh, that's funny that's the book he's reading. It's relevant to this movie. But it's just Stan Lee sitting on a bus.
Was it Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I think it was.
When he's going through the city as Giant Man with the...
I think it was, but I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, when they run out of pre-filmed Stan Lee cameos, they might as well just use Tim Heidecker from now on.
I figured they'll do what they did in Deadpool 2. They had like a mural of him on a building. He'll just...
Grab my pickle.
All right, I'll grab this one. This is this is from 2017. This is a official Excelsior pin, so you can pin it on your jacket and know that you mean business.
All right. Excelsior, of course, being Stan Lee's. Well, it became his motto. It was how he signed off in the letters. Yeah, the soapbox. He would put that in. He'd write things.
Call everybody true believers. That was his name for all the readers.
But Excelsior, for those of you that don't know it, it kind of means like higher and higher. As he put it, I think he said it means onward and upward to greater glory.
Excelsior. It does. It has a nice ring to it. We went from least favorite cameo to favorite cameo.
Oh, baby. My favorite has to be the one that kind of ties them all together with a nod to a big favorite film theory that people have had, which you know what I'm talking about. And he is it Guardians of the Galaxy?
It's two. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
He is talking to watchers and kind of reporting. Many people had thought that he was Uatu, the Watcher, from the originally, I think, from the What If comics, which has been just the What If comics themselves have been a huge influence on our current format for this show.
Yeah, just because at least in the MCU movies, he appears so many different times as so many different characters under different jobs that was the theory that he had to have been a Watcher. And how does he end up always with the superheroes? How is he always there? Oh, he's watching them.
It's his job to be at important events. Now, I think most people interpret the MCU version not as him being a Watcher, because he didn't turn into one in the movie, but as someone or something that reports for them but blends in a lot better among humanity. All right.
Well, my favorite cameo.
Oh, yeah.
It's quick. It's the one from the Avengers during the end reel of all the news coverage. And they just interview this old guy in the park, and he's like, "Superheroes in New York? Get out of here!" It's just so funny after all of that action you've gone through, and it's like, did you not look up and see the aliens? All this damage, and he's like, "No, that was terrorism. Don't worry about that."
Is that the first Avengers?
Yeah, that's the first Avengers.
What's the one where he's actually like one of Steve Rogers' old war buddies?
That's Age of Ultron when they're at the party.
That I like that one, just having him get
because he also
smashed.
says Excelsior when he's being like walked away.
This is my favorite gift you got.
100% the strangest gift. I can understand slapping the man's signature on an ocarina. I guess just capitalism.
I don't know if this will even show up on the.
It says Stan Lee. These are actually shirt buttons to get sewn on a shirt instead of circular buttons.
Your favorite dress shirt, just cut off the buttons, sew these bad boys on.
And then when you wear your shirt, it'll say Stan Lee. Wow.
Well, it won't say wow, but wow. It'll say Stan Lee.
It'll say Stan Lee. That's
all right. Today's topic. I taped it shut. Come on, gaff tape. You're supposed to let go. What favorite media creation from Stan Lee? So things that were the
things that have come out like movies and comic storylines, TV shows, music, video games that you could trace back to the creation of Stan Lee.
Yeah.
So
it's not necessarily that his involvement really is what made it favorite.
Right.
But this thing wouldn't have existed without him.
Correct. I think maybe saying the MCU as a whole might be a little bit cheap, but that would be my ultimate answer. But honestly, I have to say the new Spider-Man game on the PS4. I was a huge fan of the Spider-Man 2 video game, being able to swing around New York and you really felt like Spider-Man. But looking back, the city is virtually empty. It's kind of dead. This current game, with our level of technology, we've created a game that really makes you feel like Spider-Man. And it kind of beats out almost any movie because not only do you get a good storyline with it, you can interact with the entire city as well and do what you want. And just, I don't know, I absolutely love it. So that's probably one of my favorites. I don't know if you have a different answer because you've played through that game.
Yeah, I mean, I love the game.
Yeah.
a lot of fun. There's some things I would have changed in the story if I was in charge of the game, but that's always
Insomniac. This is your guy right here. Call him. I'll even pitch. It would be nice, other than just having J. Jonah Jameson, if we got a call from Insomniac to be fake radio hosts in like another program that might play while Spider-Man's swinging. Right there. We threw our names in the hat.
Well, why radio host? They already have the J. Jonah Jameson is hosting a podcast in that.
See, it just the beanhole starts playing when Spider-Man is swinging. He's like, I love these guys.
Man, there's so many things, but that's a tough one.
It is.
My favorite. Not gonna do it. Pick some.
All right. All right. This is an Excelsior coin with comic cell insert. I already took this out, so well, not that I've had any problem opening up anything. This is actually really cool. This is from 2016. It is a coin with Stan Lee's face. You can kind of see that. And then around the ring, there's a bit of a like comic design to him. And I'm not really sure if they sold this at his cons or if you just had to buy this from his website.
Wait, so the comic cell insert, they like actually took a piece from a comic book to make that?
It looks like a fake comic. Like it's not. It doesn't look like it's something from.
All right.
But the topic is his acting.
One of the things I really love about Stan Lee is that he never really became a good actor. I've had this problem myself where you can kind of tell I'm just, in things I've been in, from the smile on my face, you can tell I'm just like very self-conscious of what's going on, and I'm laughing at the idea of doing stuff on camera. A little different here because I'm not acting, I'm just talking, but yeah, he always just, he really was just like, yeah, I'm Stan Lee, and this stuff I'm doing is really cheesy, and I just really am having a good time.
Yeah.
You never would put Stan Lee in a movie and be like, okay, we need you to like show us how heartbroken you are by, I don't know, like your wife just died. Think about that. You'd just be like, I'm making a movie, I'm Stan Lee.
I wish he was given more opportunities because he just became the cameo guy.
He would have been given more opportunities if he wanted them.
He did a good job in Mallrats. That was pretty good acting, but he was playing a fictional version of himself. He was pitching to play Odin in the Thor movies, which would have been cool in the idea. But when you got Anthony Hopkins, you don't need Stan Lee to be Odin.
That just makes me realize the greatest tragedy in him passing this year is that we will never see a remake of Silence of the Lambs starring Stan Lee.
Or at least like a college humor, Funny or Die version of it.
All right, what's your favorite? What are we talking about?
We were talking about
his acting ability. Yeah, you already talked.
Yeah, I did. What are you talking about?
I like this fancy button you got. I'm not getting any closer. I'd have to stand up for that. It says Excelsior. It says friends and fans of Stans. Friends and fans of Stans. Look at that. It says in little letters, and this says it in big letters.
It sounds like they want to say more, but they're just not getting to it.
Excelsior. Cute little button. Let's see what's taped on it.
A cute little message.
Into the SpiderVerse.
Yeah, the first movie to come out post his death.
Yep.
And
did we talk about it already?
We didn't.
Yeah,
we haven't talked about it because I figured we just both saw it, and a very touching, probably one of my favorite cameos up there with the Avengers was during this movie. It's not really a spoiler, but Stan Lee is selling Spider-Man costumes, and it kind of plays off of that idea from DC that he was kind of a car salesman, but a little bit sleazy there, where he kind of points to a sign, no returns or exchanges or anything. But even at the end of the movie had a nice little screen for both him and Steve Ditko as a big thank you. So it was nice, and the movie was really good. I really enjoyed it, and even the animation style from the first trailer, it seemed to have changed a little bit. It didn't seem as, I don't know, they were going for like this very weird, I'd kind of say artsy type of animation that seemed really different than you've ever seen before.
From the first trailer?
Yeah, the first trailer you ever saw was a little bit more stylized.
I think every scene in that trailer was actually in the movie.
It was, but just the speed of how choppy it felt, I think, was upped a little bit, because there was a few complaints from people of like, wow, that animation just seems a little weird, and it just seemed a lot smoother in the actual movie, but it still played off very well. It felt like a comic come to life, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved how they introduced every SpiderVerse character instead of just having it be confused. And
I like how they melded different styles of animation for the different universe versions of Spider-Man.
Even little things like anytime Spider-Ham or any of his movements, his sound effects would be cartoony. Jumping off of a building, it was like the cartoon, like swoosh and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't have to be there, but.
All right, and the final
item, Stanley proposed to me. It is a ring that says Excelsior on it. I'm not gonna show that all the way up to the screen, but it's just like
it's engraved on there.
It's engraved on there. And our last item is our favorite Spider-Man villain. I thought we've talked so much about Spider-Man that we should at least give mention to the villain side. And Spider-Man has one of, if not the most impressive rogues galleries, up there with Batman. So.
Absolutely. This would have been one of my least favorite before this year. But Michael Keaton as the Vulture, what they've done with Homecoming, that made him absolutely my most favorite villain. It's my favorite version of a villain, anyway. Looking at how I don't know, an old man in spandex never really felt all that threatening to me in the past.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would if he was just standing in my bedroom when I woke up at 3 a.m., but other than that, never really that impressed with the Vulture, but yeah, Homecoming Vulture, favorite.
I've always, Dr. Octopus has always been up there, and especially the way that they portrayed him in the PS4 game, I thought was really impressive, because the entire, this is a little bit of a spoiler for the game, but the entire game, you're perceived of Dr. Octavius, you're helping him with his projects, and you're like, oh God, he's going to turn into Dr. Octopus eventually, when the entire time he was evil. He was helping out villains. He was doing this under the guise of like, I'm just a good scientist, I'm just doing my life's work. And it was a turn where you knew it was coming, but not in the way you thought it was coming. And especially even the way they portrayed Dr. Octopus in Into the SpiderVerse as a female was really interesting, and she came off very threatening.
Oh, spoiler alert for that too, I guess.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, the new ways and this is what I'm saying, in 2018 they found 2 new ways to reinvent the character and reintroduce the character in different mediums, and it's always a surprise. And of course, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus is one of the greatest on-screen comic book villains ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is special a little bit, because this is our last episode for 2018, and 2018 was a big year for us, because we are now presenting the Beanholes as a video.
I don't know if you
podcast.
noticed.
I don't know if you have noticed. If you're listening to this audio only, like you might usually get our podcast, check us out on YouTube, because this is where we're going to post a lot of other stuff that may not show up on your audio feeds. So we're going to start 2019 with a bang, a big, fresh video production of our show, and see what we can do, and thank you for being with us this year.
Beating with us.
Beating with us. Keep on beaning. Have a good new year.
The Bean Holes.
Look it up.